Okay, Baz, it's Christmas morning.
Yes.
Things are getting moving in the kitchen, the oven's on.
Yeah.
Turkey out early?
Turkey out early, you want it out as early as possible really. It allows for much better even cooking. Okay. If you go from the fridge straight into the oven, the center of it's going to be stone cold for a long time. So you want to kind of bring it out and let it come up to temperature a little bit.
That's one of the arguments for not stuffing the cavity as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. I never stuff the cavity too much. If you want, I put a nice base layer in the bottom, you can do that. But just don't really ram it.
Don't ram it with an onion or
absolutely
lemon.
No, because you want that air to flow through it and to cook it nice and evenly.
Yeah, and to get the heat, you have to cook through the breast and into the middle.
Yeah.
To cook a lemon. Have it around the outside if you need.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So then another couple of tips that we like to do, I like to do at home anyways, I like to remove the wishbone. It just sits in along the inside of the breast there, just along, and it allows for a better carve. If you were to carve straight down here, you're going to hit the wishbone about here, and just allows for a nice fuller slice. So
great.
it's
a good butcher's tip.
I think it's something that
to do at home. But
it's a little bit fiddly, but you know, it's like anything. If you know how, it's easy. This is where I mess it up probably.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you're going to go in, you'll feel it first with your fingers, okay? You'll feel a small little bone, really thin bone, and you're just going to follow up to the middle and then down the other side. So we all know what it looks like. Everyone's used to pulling them, aren't they?
A little bigger and sturdier on a turkey, because these turkeys have been, you know, they were on the ground as poults in June, July and August, depending on the size. So these, these are slow growing bronze turkeys. So they take a while to get to this side, and they have a bigger bone structure, all right?
Yeah.
Compared to a much smaller roasting chicken, which is great because the bones have loads of flavor in them and the birds have loads of flavor in them. That slower grown always equates to like a deeper flavor and something that's going to be more succulent.
Exactly.
But the other side of that is you can't just crack the wishbone as easily when you're doing the carving.
It is, but it's good. It's kind of nice to have that kind of stronger bone as well, because sometimes it shatters and it's very hard to get as well. It splinters into pieces. So like this now, it's broken at one end off here, which is good. The other end is still attached. You can get your knife in there and just break through it.
Expertly done.
Just like that. And then follow it all the way up to the middle. And then you just twist. That's where it breaks. But we're out.
Yeah, it is a bit of a fiddly job, and
it is, but
if you're in a hurry, it's not essential.
No.
Right?
No, it's not at all.
And the brining we talked about, it's not essential as well, but
these
are
just little tips
wins
and tricks that kind of make it just a little bit more special, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Especially as a lot of people probably didn't have a big Christmas dinner to share with their families last year.
This is it, exactly.
There are a few easy things we can help people do that's going to really lift the whole experience.
Yeah, exactly.
And the second the turkey comes out, the champagne goes in. So that's a good way to think about it.
Yeah, get your fridge empty, fill it up with booze.
Excellent.
To your right.
All right.
So that's it.
That.
Yeah.
Now another tip that you suggested and we've set up this year that's going to be available is stuffing butter under the skin.
Yeah, I like my butter.
Butter
makes it better.
Buttery Baz.
So yeah, we've come up with it's a thyme and orange butter. I quite like the flavour of orange. I know I've had it in the brine as well, but it's just that really nice festive flavour. And we're just going to stuff it underneath the skin basically. So what you're going to do is get up underneath the skin. You can see your fingers coming through a bit. You don't want to go too rough because you don't want to pierce the skin. Mm-hmm. But you're just going to open it up a small bit, just like this, very slowly. Same on the other side. Turkey's a little bit tougher than a chicken. They got thicker skin.
But you're not going to rip it as easily.
You're not going to rip it as easy, exactly. So we're just going to get that in.
So this is effectively like it's basting itself during the cook, right?
It just allows, especially for the breasts, because obviously the breast is where it dries out sometimes. So you're just adding a little bit more fat in there to protect it and to give it you're adding some flavour as well.
On that, Baz.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on which way up your turkey should be? Are you
there's all this kind of upside. I do it traditionally like that, and then I actually rest it upside down sometimes. Okay. I know it kind of sogs up the skin, but I'm kind of more about the flesh being a lot better.
Okay. I saw an interesting thing recently about how you position it in the oven. So your oven has always got hot spots, right? So normally in the corners. So if you get your bird, if that's going into the oven, you point the legs into one of the far corners.
Okay.
And then change it to the other far corner about halfway through the cook, because the legs, that's where the heat's coming out of the oven, and then it's moving around the space. So you put the legs as close to that as possible, because they they can take the longer cook.
Yeah, they
right?
want it a bit longer, exactly.
I mean, some people will crown the bird, cook the legs separately for longer, and then put the breasts in towards the end.
Yeah,
I don't have the time for that.
No,
and I don't have the inclination. There's smoked salmon and champagne cocktails.
You got enough to be getting on today as well, so yeah.
But, you know, just as a little tip, point those into the hot spots in your oven if you know where they are.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It'll take it.
So I've just got the butter underneath it, and then I've just kind of manipulated it with my hands just to spread it around evenly, and it's just going to just give it a nice little bit base flavour and, yeah, buttery goodness.
Beautiful. Thanks, Baz.
Nice one.